for the guillotine choke submission. Fair to say that he should have won round one on the judges' scorecards. They spent 3 minutes and 10 seconds on the mat in round one with Bernhard in the dominant position, but unable to really exploit that position. Borgomeo now comes out throwing in round number two. Push kick there by Bernhard, again setting up a takedown attempt. And really, with the height advantage of Bernhard, he will try to work that more here in round number two as he has him against the fence. But man, give credit to Borgomeo. Definitely a slippery fish in there, Stephen. Nothing coming easy for Mike Bernhard.
Okay, we've got a lockup position up against the fence, and another. This was simply a matter of Borgomeo didn't even try to drop his hips down low to defend the takedown.
Come on, Mike, you got to work.
He's giving up these takedowns. He's not hipping back at all.
Bernhard was in the Coast Guard for 4 years, looking to take Borgomeo into deep water in this one because he really does have a controlling style. 2 minutes gone here in the second round.
It's a virtual duplicate of what we've seen so far in round number one, a round which Mike Bernhard controlled the action,
come on, Mike, you gotta work.
But he wasn't even close to a finish.
Now, the book on Borgomeo was that he can be taken down easily, which we have seen in this fight thus far, but is used to working submissions from the bottom position. Likes to throw strikes from his back. Referee George Ortiz once again brings them up to a vertical base, and immediately Bernhard again just paws at him with that jab. Borgomeo comes in with an outside cut kick, catches the leg, and it appears that Bernhard is more comfortable on the bottom, even with that tie clinch, Stephen. Not a lot of great technique against a shorter fighter.
No, both of these guys are ground fighters first and stand-up fighters second, even though the 35 kickboxing fights for Borgomeo. You could tell that they've concentrated a lot of their training on the grappling aspect. But I would have to say that their grappling training, so far from what I've seen, has been about controlling position as opposed to going for aggressive submissions. Borgomeo is trying to defend the takedowns now. When Mike was trying to get a good body lock position, Borgomeo was dropping his hips down, bending his legs.
We've reached the midway point of round number two. Borgomeo downstairs again with a kick. Straight left hand from Bernhard, using it to set up a takedown. Good defense exhibited by Borgomeo up along the fence. Stuffing the head of Bernhard. Now Bernhard working for the single leg. But again, credit the defense of Borgomeo. Not going down without a fight, dropping some hammer fist to the side of Bernhard's head. Bernhard finally secures the takedown into Borgomeo's close guard.
It's as if Borgomeo gave up all those takedowns just to have Mike Bernhard waste energy. Because Bernhard is starting to get a little winded here. He did get that takedown, but he paid a price with a couple hammer fists.
Bernhard, a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at the Freestyle Fighting Academy in Florida under the Avion brothers, Marcos and David, and comes down hard with that right hand.
Do it again. You do that all day. You train hard, brother. Let's go. Come off your knees and do it again. Come off your knees and do it again.
You can hear one of the Avion brothers implore Bernhard to get off your knees and do it again. He wants to see some high-octane offense here, and listening to his corner, stacking Borgomeo up. And now Borgomeo going for a choke, triangle choke submission here.
He doesn't have the leg all the way over the back of the neck of Bernhard. Otherwise, this would be a problem. He does have the lock behind his back, but he doesn't have position to secure the choke.
And he is expending all kinds of energy into the final 60 seconds of round two. The first trouble from Mike Bernhard. Borgomeo with a triangle choke attempt, but as you can see and what you mentioned, Stephen, not exactly a tight triangle choke at this juncture.
He needs to reach.
Oh, God, no! Well, heaven forbid. I'll eat my words, thank you very much. Lorenzo, the BORG, Borgomeo taps up Mike Bernhard. A comeback win as Borgomeo improves to 3-0. All 3 wins come via submission.
I'm impressed. We've seen a lot of people get choked out recently with half guillotines with the arm in. Now we saw a triangle choke which wasn't fully in position. That's impressive.
Hector.
Mike Bernhard forced to submit, suffering his first loss as a professional mixed martial artist in a fight that he controlled.
He was controlling it, but the problem is this. He used a lot of energy on those takedowns, as I said before. And that energy wasted ended up haunting him at the end.
And a lesson for those who don't appreciate the ground game. You see a man from his back right there being taken down at will. And like you say, it may have been a bit of a possum there, wanting to maybe be taken down and put on his back. And he showed that here in round 2 as he sports the team colors of American top team, Lorenzo the BORG Borgomeo. Viva l'Italia with a triangle choke.
This was impressive. It was almost like an old school Hoist Gracie match where you had a guy, a wrestler type with the takedowns, always trying to work, couldn't do any damage with ground and pound, but then eventually went right into that triangle choke.
So on this night, bragging rights go to American top team over their state rivals, Freestyle Fighting Academy. Of course, a veritable who's who training at American top team, JC Calvan, Dennis Kang, and so on.
Okay, here we have the end of the fight. He's setting up that triangle choke, and Mike is going up high, but when he goes back down low, he falls right into the trap, and that left leg goes behind his head. And it wasn't all the way behind his head. It was just to the side, but see, he's pulling down. He's pulling the head down into it. And he's suffocating him from the side. It's almost like a side choke and a triangle choke combined. Very impressive technique there. Kind of a half and a half.
Yeah, because from that vantage point, I don't see where the triangle choke would be causing him problems here.
And what he's doing is he's squeezing his shoulder into the other side of his body here. See that? He's squeezing his knees together there. That's where he got the triangle choke.
Yeah, very unique submission for Lorenzo the BORG Borgomeo.
Okay, and here we have the top look, and there's the tap out, and he's pulling him right into it. He's actually pulling the knee in. He got him from the side, carotid.
Good call, Fight Professor, and let's make it official now. Standing by with the official announcement is our cage announcer, Mark Lichtenfeld.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest comes to a halt at 4 minutes, 11 seconds of the second round due to a tap out caused by a triangle. For your winner and still undefeated, Lorenzo the BORG Borgomeo.
I'm here with the winner, Lorenzo. Lorenzo, a really, really resilient effort. I counted about 6 takedowns there from Mikey Bernhard, but you were not going to give up. You finally found your way into a submission. It seemed like a triangle choke, but it wasn't fully in place, as Stephen Quadros was even saying. Really an amazing choke out.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is just the hard work we did every day in ATT. I knew he was a really good wrestler, good jiu-jitsu guy, but, you know, fight is fighting. I can do everything, you know?
Well, let's take another look, actually, at this choke. Take us through it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a special weight triangle, but, you know, from the second round, we were both very tired. I keep going on that. Conan and Sakara told me go on, and the triangle went.
It seems like you pressed the head down just enough there, and there's the tap.
They told me throw the head down, and that's it.
Most importantly, here's your reaction to a hard-fought victory here in your hometown of Miami, Florida.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to thank you, ATT, best team in the world. My friend Alexis Sakara, Marco Irom, my best friend Denzel Maura, Conan Silveira, all ATT. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, everything in Tamp Gym. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Miami.
Miami, Florida, Lorenzo Borgomeo.